Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel AgriAddict. So in this video, we are going to discuss about seed science. So we got numerous requests from the students for the previous video which was uploaded. This was like a genetic made easy, since like many students were feeling difficulty in covering the genetics for ICAR PG and the Ph.D. entrance exams which are already announced. So we made a video in which I have comprehensively discussed and explained like what are the important things to be studied in genetics and what you can leave, what are optional, what are mandatory. I have tried to segregate each and everything in detail, section by section, according to the book of BDC, which is like most important book to cover the genetics for ICAR exam, right? So similarly, students started requesting to post the videos for other subjects too, starting from genetics. So I am starting with again I'm continuing with the seed science, and I'll be also posting the videos related to the plant breeding and the plant pathology in the coming days. So in this video we are going to talk about the seed science, okay? And I'm your mentor Hariprasad, a PhD student from Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi. I have secured All India 48th rank in my ICAR PG exam and All India 2nd rank in my ICAR PhD exams, and I also cleared the ASRB net in the year 2022. So this is in brief about myself. So let's begin and discuss like what exactly you have to cover for ICAR PG and the PhD entrance exams if you are covering seed science and technology, and from which books you have to cover and how to simplify the subject. So this is what we are going to discuss in this video. So if you have skipped the video of genetics, the link will be available in the description box. Make sure to watch the video. That will definitely help you to cover comprehensively each and everything without leaving anything for your exams, and you can really score well in your exams after watching the video. And in today's video also, after watching this video, I can assure you that you will have a better clarity on the subjects and you will be knowing like what to read and what not to read. Okay, so let's get started. First thing, according to the syllabus, see, very first thing, I have already told you several times before that if you are approaching for any exams or if you are targeting for any exam, very first thing is you have to look at the syllabus. That's very much mandatory. But that's not all. You have to also know each and everything that is available in the syllabus. That should be in your mind. Every time you try to read a subject, you should be knowing like what exactly is mentioned in the syllabus and what is not mentioned in the syllabus. So if you are not aware of that thing, see, this is the syllabus, and also I will be sharing this entire PDF which includes the detailed information about what to cover and what not to, and our content outline of AgriAddict master course. Everything is included in this PDF. So I'll be sharing this with you all. So you have to just drop a message on this number on the WhatsApp, and also if you need this PDF, you can just comment on this YouTube video so that we will send you the PDFs after following certain simple steps. Okay, now to begin with, so what is mentioned in the syllabus? Firstly, before going to the syllabus, in the ICAR PG exams, let's say we are talking about ICAR PG exams, that is for MSc entrance exam. So in this exam, approximately like how many number of questions will be asked from the seed science and technology? How many? See, if you do not know this, hardly there would be like 4 to 5 questions that will come from this subject, entire subject. Out of how many questions? Out of 120 questions. See, out of 120 questions, you will be getting only 4 to 5 questions from the subject seed science and technology, which is ESST, right? So this is the very first thing that you should be aware of. So you have to make sure that you will make all the 4 to 5 questions right, because these questions are very much simple and they will be very straight, so you can answer it directly, and this will easily fetch you around 20 marks. So since like each question will carry 4 marks, if you try to attend all 5 questions and make it right, you will be getting 20 marks easily out of total of 480 marks. So this is the first thing. Now you have to decide like how much time you will dedicate to cover this 4 to 5 questions from seed science and technology in the entire ICAR PG syllabus. Okay, this syllabus what I mentioned here, it is only the seed science. I have only cropped the seed science and I am mentioning here, not the entire PG syllabus for the plant sciences. Okay, it's not completely for the plant sciences, it is only with respect to seed science and technology. Okay, now as I said, you have to decide like how much time you will be dedicating. So make sure like if you have less amount of time for your exam, for example from now, if you are preparing for 2025, you have approx like 2.5 months or 75 days approx time that you have for your exam, right? So if you are preparing for 2026, 2010, 27 or in the later years, you have very sufficient time. You can cover each and everything from detail, but still even then you will be requiring this video. Only after watching this video you will get a clarity. But And again, it depends on the time. If you have less time, dedicate less time for the subjects. If you have more time, you can dedicate more time. But I would say you, like, if you have very limited time that you are targeting for 2025 exams, just watch the 16 videos that are uploaded in the YouTube. So I have uploaded 16 videos of seeds and technology, which covers each and everything about the subject, each and everything which is necessary for the seeds and technology for ICAR PG syllabus. It has been nicely covered. You have to just watch the 16 videos, so you will get a better clarity. So after watching these videos, if you need the notes, the study materials, the crisp notes, previous year papers, doubt clearance and everything, you can consider registering to our online master course. Either you can go for the plant science master course, which comprehensively cover each and every subject, or else if you are only weak at seed science and technology, where you have covered all other things, you can only register for seed science and technology course. This is available in our website and the application. The link is available in the description. You can just click on the link and you can enroll and you can get a benefit. Otherwise, if you have already made a notes, you know everything, then just cover this 16 videos from the YouTube, which are freely available for everyone. Okay, this is done. Now let's discuss about what is available in the syllabus. See, in the syllabus they have mentioned the role of plant hormones is mentioned, the pollination, fertilization is mentioned, the methods of seed testing is mentioned, and next the breeders foundation certified seed is mentioned, and lastly they have mentioned about the seed production in self and cross pollinated crops. But there is some problem here. So what is the problem? See, if you have made the previous year analysis, paper analysis, other than these parts which are mentioned in the syllabus, there are some other parts from where the questions will come. So one very much important part is the seed processing, which is not actually mentioned in the syllabus copy, but still you will get a question from this, one or two questions, one question for sure from the seed processing every year. So make sure along with this PG syllabus outline which is given, you also know that seed processing is very important chapter and you have to cover it at any cost. Okay, and other than this, the questions might also come from the seed health, and the questions from the seed health will overlap from the topics or the syllabus of what? Plant pathology, right? So make sure whatever the aspects of seeds you see, you cover it from the plant pathology, right? So you need not to cover it separately for ICAR PG exams. For the PhD exams it's mandatory, but for ICAR PG exams it's not mandatory. Okay, but the seed processing is very much necessary. You have to cover it. But again the question starts from which books we have to cover all these things. I'll just let you know in this upcoming slides. Other than this, so you have, if I have to give the subject for all these topics, see, this is related to seed physiology and the pollination. This is related to floral biology and methods of seed testing. This is related to seed quality control. And next, the breeder seed, foundation seeds and certified seeds. This is more related to seed certification and legislation. And lastly, we have seed production in self-pollinated and cross-pollinated crops. This is related to seed production. See, as you can see, we have covered the different, we have named the different units of seeds and technology with respect to the topics that are given. Okay, so this is the entire outline for which you have to prepare for the ICAR PG exams. So how to simplify it? In our AgriAddict master course of seed science and technology, we have divided the topics into this particular units, where we will be starting with the floral biology and we'll be covering the seed physiology 1, 2, and next seed legislation, 4th seed certification, 5th seed production, and 7th, 6th seed processing, and lastly we will be covering seed testing. So we are covering each and everything that is mentioned in the PG syllabus, plus also the additional things which are necessary based on the previous year paper analysis. So this is the simplified number of units that you have to cover for the ICAR PG exams. So now let's talk one by one what you have to cover for individual subjects. Let's start with the floral biology. So before that, let me also discuss about the ICAR PhD exam. So if you are preparing for ICAR PhD exams, then you will be very much aware of the PG syllabus. You will be covering it in your masters also. Now you have, if you are preparing for the ICAR PhD exams, so these are the number of units. So in this, what is additional? The seed storage and the seed health plus the seed industry marketing and development. So these 3 units will be additional. The protection of plant varieties, anyhow you would be covering this in plant breeding in your masters or during your exam preparation for the masters, but these 3 are the additional ones that you have to cover for your PhD exams. Even this is nicely covered in our master course of ICAR PhD. So if you are preparing for ICAR PhD course, then you can enroll our online master course of the ICAR PhD for seed science and technology, and you can cover all of this comprehensively, so that you'll get a better idea on the subject. So this is regarding the PhD. So coming back to the PG syllabus, so let's start with the floral biology and also the seed biology. So where you have to start, see, you have to start with the reproduction of plants, that you have to know the categories of the reproduction, like sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction, and in the asexual reproduction we have vegetative propagation and the apomixis mainly. So you have to know about the apomixis details. This is very much important. You can expect the questions from the apomixis, like what is apospory, what is apogamy, and what is diplospory. So what is adventative embryony, or what is sporophytic apomixis, gametophytic apomixis, recurrent apomixis, non-recurrent apomixis, or what is parthenogenesis. See, all these terms will come in this apomixis that you have to be very sure with. Okay, next, the flowers, the structure of the flower and its parts, like orals, like we have calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. So this would be important. Now when you start from androecium, you have to know about everything about the male gametophyte and everything about the female gametophyte, right? So you have to start with the parts of the androecium, the unit which is like stamens. It has like stamens, has like anther and the filament, and you have to know about the walls of the anther. The questions will usually come from this part, and you have to overall know about the 2 important processes, which are microsporogenesis and gametogenesis, and megasporogenesis and megagametogenesis. These things are mandatory, and it's very basic that you will be learning from the 11th and 12th. You have to just recall and revise so that you don't miss anything on that. Okay, next you have to know about the oils. The types are very much important. Like we have 6 different types, like anatropous, amphitropous, and succinotropous, campylotropous. So all these things are important. Make sure you know the types of the oils and how they are differentiated based on what, and you have to know about the integments, the nucellus, and if you know about the placentations, it's good. Usually it is like of very basic level, like you will be already learning it from 11th and 12th, but there is no surprise if you get questions from the placentations. So at least know about the types of placentations, as I told you, types of oils, and the pollen, the matured pollen structures. So here completes the gynoecium. Next, again you have to know about the matured structure of the pollen grain, its layers and its content, and how the pollen germination occurs and what happens after the fertilization. And next, regarding few things regarding the pollen storage. So if you know till then, the complete floral biology is done. Okay, next, till now it's only about the fertilization that we discuss in the floral biology. So next, after fertilization, what are the different events, the post fertilization events? Like you have the seed development. So how does the seed development takes place? How does the embryo develops? How does the endosperm develops? And these things you have to be very clear with. So after crossing the fertilization events, okay, if you know about all of these things, that would be more than sufficient. Like we have early embryogenesis, mid embryogenesis, late embryogenesis, what happens in these 3 different stages. These things would be very much important from the floral biology. So this is sorted. The next chapter is seed physiology. So if I want to simplify, like what is important from the seed physiology, I would say that dormancy is very much important, and the plant hormones, the hormone regulation for the seed development with respect to seed development is most important in seed science. But overall for the plant sciences, you have to know about the role of the plant hormones in the growth of the plants. Okay, that includes both the plants and the seeds. So make sure you know about the different plant hormones and their functions. And these 2 things I would say are the most important in case of seed physiology. And you can also include about the germination process. It's very much simple to understand. So you can include these 3 main topics that you have to mandatorily cover in case of seed physiology. Other than that, if you have to go with the flow, then you can start with studying the history of seed plants, seeds, its parts and their function, and what is the chemical composition of the seeds, and what are the storage reserves available in the different categories of the seeds like cereals, pulses, oil seeds, And you have to also know like where are the storage reserves stored. In case of monocots, it is mainly stored in the endosperm, and in case of dicots, it is stored in cotyledons. So all these things are very much essential and you have to know this. Next, types of seeds. We have different types of seeds based on storage. We have orthodox seeds, we have reconstant seeds, and next you have to know about the seed development, which I told you in the previous slide. Next, biosynthesis, not mandatory, you can keep it optional, that if you read it, it's well and good. Otherwise, if you don't have much time, you can skip this part. Next, the process of germination is important, and the most important thing which I told you is about the hormonal regulations, that you have to list out the different hormones like auxins, gibberellins, abscisic acid, ethylene, and for few minor like hormones are also important. So know about these hormones and their functions, so that it will be definitely helpful, since the questions would be definitely coming from these parts. And as I told you, like again, the how does the germination takes place, like if the seeds are sown or the enough moisture content is given or the favorable conditions are given to the seeds, how does the radical emergence takes place, what is the exact process, and you have to know about these things. And the mobilization, once during the germination, how are these storage reserves will mobilize. This is also optional, you can keep it optional. If you want to read it, you can, or you can entirely skip it. And the next very important thing is about the dormancy. You have to compulsorily cover what is dormancy, what are the different types of dormancies. Okay, so these are most important one from the seed physiology. Next comes to the seed legislation. See, whenever I talk about seed legislation and seed certification, they are overlapping. So what is important, you have to know in India what kind of law we follow for ensuring the seed quality. Okay, that's why the seed legislation has come, and under the seed legislation, one most important thing is knowing the Seed Act 1966 and its 25 sections. At least know about the 25 sections. Okay, if you are not aware of seed rules, it's fine, but you have to know about the at least 25 sections from the Seed Act 1966. And what other things are important from legislations? Indian Seed Act, exam policy. See, I am talking about the minimum mandatory policies that you have to compulsorily remember. Starts with Indian Seed Act 1966, exam policy, seed control order, new policy and seed development, national seed policy, seed bill in 2004, it was revised in 2010, and also it was again revised in 2019. So what changes that are being made in these two amendments, you have to know. Although like this is not passed, but you have to know like what are the amendments that are done for the seed bill in the 2010 and 2019. And next, how exactly the variety release in India takes place. See, just don't mug up, just know that, okay, if you are a breeder or if you are a seed producer, so you know like, if you are a student, you should be knowing like if certain seed is being like in the market, like what is the different procedure or the different steps that one has to follow to make sure that the seed variety is released or the variety is released. So in that you have to know like in India what are the provisions we have for the variety release, like what are the different phases, what are the different tests that it has to pass in order to get released in India. Okay, so this is very much important and it's also very interesting, so you have to know about this. Next, lastly, it's about the variety protection. Now the variety is released, so what is the next step? It's obviously about the protection. Just like intellectual properties right, we have IPR in which we have like copyrights, patents, trade secrets. So similarly, for seeds or for the plants or the varieties in India, we have separate law which is regarding we have separate act which is plant variety protection, where we call it as PPVFRA. What is PPVFRA? Protection of Farmers, Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers Rights Act. Okay, so this is, you have to know about this particular thing. That is very much important for you to know. In case of plant variety protection, you have to know about the detailed overview. You need not to remember all the sections under this PPVFRA Act, but still some major sections if you remember, it's well and good. And you have to know about the provisions of this PPVFRA Act and also about the history, like how this was adopted and from which country it was adopted, and what is the connection between the international variety protection and the Indian variety protection, the differences. See, these things are very much important from this plant variety protection. Okay. So this is everything about seed legislation. See, once after seed legislation you cover everything, you will be getting some idea about seed certification. Now in this part, what you have to know is, in the seed certification you have majorly three different types of phases, or you have 3 different generations of seed multiplication. It's about the breeder seed, the foundation seed, and the certified seed, and you also get the truthfully labeled seed. So you have to know about all the different generations, majorly their tag color, the label color. These things are very much important. Make sure you know about these generations and also its tag color and the label color plus its size. These things are mandatory. Every year you can expect one question from this breeder seed tag, breeder seed label, foundation seed tag, certified seed tag, or truthfully labeled seeds, the label size and the label color. So that's important. Now, if you are wanting to start from the scratch, you can start with what is seed certification, what about the history of seed certification, and word history, the Indian history, what are the objectives, and which are the different classes of the seeds which I have mentioned here, and the organization setup of this different kinds of seeds, like under which organizations these different classes of seeds are produced. So all these things will be covered in this seed certification chapter, which are important. And out of all of this, usually the questions are always coming from this different classes of seed. Okay, but still, along with this, if you are wanting to secure a very good rank in the exams, then you cannot skip all of the other things. Make sure you have the idea about the different things that I have mentioned in this slide. And the phases are also important. Know about the 6 different phases of seed certification, so that would be important. And know about what is, like, how much is regarded as the unit of seed certification, what are the rules and specific crop standards. This is the most important one, which we will be talking in case of seed production. Just know it here. Anyhow, we will be covering it in the seed production chapter. And inspections, sampling, and one international organization which conducts the certification at a world level, which is OECD. So this brief history about the OECD and its provisions, and again it has a different classes of the seeds. Just like in India, you have to know about those different classes of seeds, like pre-basic seed, basic seed, standard seeds. So different seed classes and their color. This would be like important, and you can expect questions in the coming years. If not in the previous years, in the coming years you can expect the questions from the OECD. So this is all about the seed certification. Next, about seed production. See, in case of seed production, if I ask you, like, tell me one good book from where the seed production aspects of all the different crops are covered, so what do you suggest? Do you have anything in mind, like any book, any author book for in your mind? I would say, like, definitely no. Like, yes, like in the R.L. Agarwal, they have mentioned about the few important crops, but covering each and every crop, its complete seed production methodologies might be like not convenient, and it's not practical also. And in the exams, you might not find questions from the every particular crops. So what you have to do is, whenever you are studying the seed production, majorly you have to categorize them into cereals, pulses, oilseeds, vegetable crops. See, you have vegetables, you have fruits, you have floriculture, but the most important, based on the previous year analysis, it's cereals, pulses, oilseeds, and vegetables. Fruits and floriculture, so they are not usually asked for the seed production for the plant science subject. So you have to know, make these categories, and then you have to know about, you have to make the list of the crops. As I told you, like, list of crops including all the different categories are important. In that, you have to know about the mode of pollination, whether they are self-pollinated, cross-pollinated, or often cross-pollinated. You have to know about their chromosome number, so that is again related to the genetics. So once you know these two things, like, you make a list. Anyhow, like, we have already given the list in the master course. So after that, next important thing to be remembered is their standards for certification. So what are the different parameters we have? So we have, like, the isolation distance. So we have isolation distance, we have SMR, we have planting ratios for the hybrid seed production, we have designated diseases for the different crops, and we have designated weed seeds for different crops for which the standards are mentioned. You have to consider all of these factors, and you have to know for this each and every single crop. So isolation distance would be like most important, where you can expect the questions. But still, along with that, SMR, planting ratio for hybrid seed production, designated diseases and designated weeds are also very much important. Like, I have given the IMACS, like, Indian minimum seed certification standards PDF, where I have personally listed of all those things in the form of PDF, which is available in our online master course. So if you are already registered, just make sure that you access that PDF and you get just glance the things. That would be more than sufficient for the seed production chapter. Okay, and other things are like provisions, like what are the different prerequisites for the seed production plots, like area, the area which is undergoing seed production, what are the different things that the farmers or seed producers should follow. All these things are mentioned, so you have to know about these things. And when it comes to the hybrid seed production, whenever we talk about hybrid seed production, you have to know like which crops uses which kind of technology for hybrid seed production, whether it is male sterility or it is like ant pollination, emasculation and pollination, or it is self incompatibility, or these things are very much important in case of hybrid seed production. You have to know about whether they are harnessing the self incompatibility, or it is just the emasculation and ant pollination, or it is the use of male sterility, or like we also have CHA, chemical hybridizing agents. So you have to know about these different categories, and under these categories which crops are included. So that becomes very much important. Okay, and as I told you, like IMSCA standards, I have already given you the file. You can just directly download it from our website or the applications if you have enrolled to our online master course, and within you can access it within the application or the website. Okay, next, seed production or different crops, that is list is available in the above one. So you have to cover these things from the seed production. You don't find a single book which will cover everything for seed production. So you have to do your own work where you make a list of it, and then you can cover nicely. But if you are lack of time, you can enroll our online course, in which like we have compiled the materials and we have also given it in the video lectures, where I have clearly explained each and everything which is required for the exams and what to read and what not to. So that will definitely help you. Okay, but if you are going for a self study, so just try to follow these factors and this outline so that you cover each and everything for your subject. Next, it's about the post harvest handling, that is also called as seed processing. Once the seeds are produced, they are certified, or before certification, once the seeds are harvested, next important thing would be the processing. So you have to know about what happens after harvesting, like what is the process of threshing, seed extraction, majorly for the tomato, chili, the vegetables I'm talking about, and what kind of extraction methods they use. So this becomes important, and about the seed drying and the processing. When it comes to the processing, you have to know about the different processing equipments. See, processing equipments are again divided into different stages. We have like basic cleaning, we have upgrading equipments. So based on that, you have to know which are the basic cleaning equipments, which are the upgrading equipments, and what are the principle of these equipments, and for which crops these equipments are suitable. So these things are most important every year. Like mostly the questions comes from this seed processing principles and the equipments only. So make sure you know it, whether it is in terms of like assertion reasoning or the statement wise or direct questions. The questions will always come from here. And you have to know about seed treatment. We have different kinds of seed treatment methods available. You have to get a basic idea on the different methods, and one type of method is also called as seed invigoration. So you just have to know the basics of this seed invigoration. Next, packaging, seed storage, and when it comes to seed storage, you have to categorize between like orthodox seed and recalcitrant seed, and examples for both the different categories. That becomes very important, and storage temperature, and gene banks, which are mostly related to the economic botany and the PGR. So you have to know about the gene banks, the institutes, and what are like how the recalcitrant seeds are stored, at what temperature, at what conditions, and how the orthodox seeds are stored. So these things becomes very much important in case of seed processing. Last part here is seed testing. For seed testing, first thing is knowing the world history and Indian history. And before that, what are the objectives, like why we are going for seed testing? It's pretty obvious that in order to maintain the quality of the seeds, we are going for seed testing, right? Next, you have to know about like how did this seed testing procedure started in the world, and also like how it actually started in India, and what are the principles of this seed testing. And then like if I have a lot, I want to test the seeds, like how should I do the sampling, or how the seed certification officer will sample the seeds for the testing. So these things are important from the seed sampling. And seed sampling, you might get a questions, so make sure you know about the seed sampling well. and you know about the table where they have mentioned that if there are like for specific categories of kgs of seeds, these are the number of primary samples that should be extracted. So there are fixed table in which are mentioned in the ISTA. So if you want a reference, don't go for any book, because in the different books the table is bit different and in somewhere like it's wrong. So make sure to follow the ISTA manual. So if you don't have this ISTA manual, or if you don't have any idea about the ISTA is International Seed Testing Association, which releases the manual, and we, whenever we go for seed testing in India for seed certification or for self assessment, we usually follow, or seed testing laboratories usually follow this ISTA manual and the procedures that is given in this manual only. So make sure you download this PDF and have a glance at it. Reading everything from the manual is not important because it's very bulky and huge and it's not needed. Only make sure to pick up the important lines and read it. Okay, so this is about the seed sampling. Lastly, it's about the seed testing. From the seed testing, you have to know about the different seed testing procedures for different methods. The first thing is physical purity testing, the second one is genetic purity testing, and next we have seed vigor, seed viability, and you have this moisture test. So make sure you know about the working samples and submitted sample for the different tests, and the simplest procedure, the simple procedures of all of these tests, the basics should be there with you if you are going for ICAR PG exams, because questions might come from this seed testing part also. So this entirely covers the seed science and technology. Yes, I agree, like after listening to the video, it feels like there is so much to cover. But if you cover the 16 videos that I have uploaded in the YouTube, then you feel okay, seed science is easy, you have covered most of the things. Okay, make sure not to miss the videos. It's freely available for everyone. Just watch the video, and if you like the video, please make sure to comment on the video about your views on the video. Okay, so this is entire. Now talking about the master course, which I was saying from the very first slide. See, we are a group of dedicated ICAR PG toppers from IRA and other top agriculture universities, where we are providing the valuable online courses for the different subjects for ICAR PG exams, Ph.D. exams, ASRB NET and other agriculture exams. And for your reference, you are preparing, if you are preparing for ICAR PG exams, or if you are preparing for any other agriculture exams where seeds and technology is a part, then you can consider these courses. And for the other subjects also, we have in our online courses, the mode of teaching is like bilingual. We have both English and Hindi courses available, and we launch only one courses per year for every exam. Like every ICAR PG exams on conduct in June or July, we launch one course per year in the month of July or August. And every year we will have two different types of courses. One would be like target batch course, where the validity will be like till that year exam, and one we have like foundation batch course, where the validity will be up to 2 years for the next year exams. Okay, and along with this, we have two different categories. One is master course and second one is the mock test bundle. If you want the comprehensive guidance along with the video lectures, study materials and the mock test bundle, you can go for master course. But if you are self preparing and if you are doing self study and you just need to get the mock test bundle to analyze yourself, you can just register our online mock test bundle available for 6 different subjects. And if you are like regarding the syllabus coverage, we usually cover the syllabus for in the month of Feb and March. Sometimes it goes up to the April, depending on the number of lectures we are adding, and we cover A to Z for the ICAR PG exams, which is prescribed in your syllabus, or we cover everything that is mentioned in the syllabus copy. And usually there are 4 to 5 classes per week, and we cover each and everything which is mentioned in the syllabus. And for every class that is covered, we'll be giving you the specific notes which are prepared by us ourselves when we prepared for the exam, and we have updated from time to time. And then along with this, we'll be also getting the topic wise mock test, the weekly mock test and the full length mock test that will boost your preparation. With this, you will be getting the dedicated access to the WhatsApp master group, where you can post your doubts, whatever you are getting from the online classes or preparing doing your self study from the books. So you can discuss all those doubts, and our mentors and we will help you clarify all your doubts regarding your subjects. And our application, we have Android application, we have iOS application. The course or the website will also run in the laptops, computer, desktop, everywhere offline, and we provide the offline access to the videos that we upload, where you can download the videos within the application and you can watch it without the internet connection. Okay, And this is about the course. And if you are looking forward for the comprehensive course, whether it is 2025, 2026, 2027 or the later years, the batch name is Shrestha, and Shrestha batch, it is like target batch where the validity will be present year exam. For example, if you are taking it in 2025, so it will be, or 2024, 2025, it will be valid till the 2025 exam day. Similarly, like if you are taking after like June or July of 2025, so then the target batch validity will be up to 2026 exam day. But if you are taking the foundation batch, then the validity will be up to 2 years. If you are purchasing it now, it will be valid till 2026. If you are purchasing after June or July, it will be valid till 2027 and so on. And in these courses, you will be getting the previous year complete recorded course. So if you are already far ahead of the preparation, then you can get the recordings instantly after buying the course, and plus you will be also getting the fresh year live classes or the live course. Along with this, as I told you, like if you are already doing your self study, you can go for the mock test bundle, just the mock test bundle, in which we have included 50 plus tests, which includes topic wise, subject wise, whole syllabus and general agriculture mock test. And we also provide the scheduled live test to analyze yourself and get all India ranks, where many students will be just attending our mock test. Almost like 3000 plus students have registered to our online courses for ICAR PG, Ph.D. and ASRB. So you will be getting a all India competition level for your subjects to analyze yourself and just to take care of your weak areas and improve on. And this is about the entire course. But again, in the plant science, if you are only interested to take the seeds and technology, then we have separate seeds and technology course which is available at very minimal and affordable price. So you can just enroll this course. So what are the benefit of the course? You'll be getting the live plus recorded classes, the consistent study materials, the standard mock test series, the crisp notes or the short notes for the quick revision, and you get the previous year papers, its discussions and one-to-one doubt clearing sessions, and the validity will be up to the day of the exam. Okay, and this is entirely about the online master course and the mock test bundle of AgriAddict. So if you are interested to enroll, you can do it, or if you have any queries related to the course or related to your subjects or related to the exams, you can drop a message on this number anytime. And if you are watching this video and came till the end of this video, there is a special bonus for you where I have made a coupon code called as 3 month. You can apply this on any of the ICAR PG course and get instantly 1000 rupees off. So this is available only for the master courses. Master courses like plant sciences whole, not just the separate seed science. For separate seed science, the course price is already most affordable. You can purchase it directly. But if you are going for the master course, then you can use this coupon 3 month and get 1000 rupees off. So many might be thinking that if you have decided right now that you have to prepare and you feel like 2 months is less time, it's very less, you can't cover anything. It's not so. Even the 2 months, 2.5 months of time, it's very much sufficient, and my students in the previous year have done it with a very good results just by preparing for 2 months, 1 month. It all depends on like how effectively you are preparing and how much productive you are making yourself. So this is possible joining AgriAddict Academy, where we have given everything in concise and made sure that we have covered each and everything which is required for the exams, where you will be getting all India top rank. So I hope this video is informative to all of you. So if you find it helpful, please share among your friends and also comment on this video with your views. And if you need the plant breeding and the plant pathology video, I want you to comment on these videos. So that in the coming days, like in next 3 to 4 days, I'll be also uploading the plant breeding and the plant pathology videos also. Thank you so much.